William, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, do people not kidnap babies anymore?
What?
I feel like that used to be a big story, right? Baby kidnap, right? But you don't hear that anymore. Right? Nobody kidnaps baby anymore. Like, do you remember in the 1930s and the 1920s and during all those boring times where nothing exciting was happening except death at mid age, right? The good old years,
yes,
right?
Yes, the good old years.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like back then, babies were kidnapped every single day. Like, you couldn't go a single day without hearing the story of a baby being kidnapped, right? Like, when did that stop? When did we stop? When did people stop kidnapping babies, right?
I mean, when they decided to be decent folks, Austin. I don't...
Who? The parents or the kidnappers? The parents who decide to leave their baby outside, like, oh boy, I'm just gonna leave my baby outside, hope no one comes and kidnapped it, right?
Oh, what? Sure, I guess.
Then people used to do that, they just leave, right? This is what people used to do. They just leave their babies. I'd be like, I'm just gonna leave my baby out here. Hope no one comes and kidnap it. My baby has a bottle. That's good enough. I'll check on him later, right?
What are you talking about? What does this have to do with anything? Austin! What?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm just saying, like when did kidnapping babies stop being cool, right?
It was never cool. When was it ever cool?
What do you mean? It happened all the time. If you looked at history just had stories about babies being kidnapped all the time. You could go a week without hearing a baby being kidnapped. Like, fuck, which baby got kidnapped again today? Oh, god damn it! I'm just trying to enjoy my smoke because we haven't invented lung cancer yet. Puff, puff, puff.
Oh lung cancer.
That's how people used to talk in the 1920s. By the way, they would smoke their cigarettes and then they would say puff, puff, puff.
They would just say
after they smoke.
They don't even just exhale. They just go puff. God.
And as they say the word puff, the smoke comes out. They're like, puff, puff, puff.
God. No, please. No, stop. This is not how we're starting this. We're not starting it this way.
That's how life in the 1920s was, alright, William?
Oh my
right?
God. Sure.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, wait, hold on. When was the Limbo, what the fuck was that baby's name?
I don't know.
The Limber? The baby when did that baby got kidnapped? Okay?
I don't keep track of kidnapped babies. Okay.
The famous baby, the one that happened in like the 19.
It could be famous for all I care, but I don't care, so I don't know about this famous baby kidnapping. Okay.
Oh, it was the one that everyone never stopped talking. It's the one that started the baby kidnapping trend.
It started a trend.
Wasn't that the baby kidnapping trend? That when baby kidnapping started happening, when someone kidnapped the famous baby and people were like, oh, we could kidnap babies and hold it for ransom.
Oh god, I guess, sure. I don't know, man.
That was the thing.
This is honestly the first I've ever heard of this.
It's the Limburg.
Lumbango, yeah.
Oh, Lindbergh. The Lindbergh baby. Okay, there we go. Lindbergh. There we go. What was that shit? 1930s. Oh, I was right. It wasn't the 1930s when babies were being kidnapped all the time.
Oh my god, this is actually correct? This is real information? What?
This is a real thing. I just don't make up random shit to talk about at the beginning. Oh my,
yes, you do.
Talking. All my shitpost talk zingers that I start the video all have historical roots, alright? I just don't say random shit.
Yes, you do, Austin. Oh, no. No.
There's a basics in reality, all right?
Okay.
I just don't make up
Austin,
random stuff
Austin,
to start.
I'm ending this right now. Welcome to the Return to Halloween spoiler cast.
Wait, hold on. Wait. So instead of returning the baby, you would rather return to Halloweentown?
Okay, there we go. Fine. Okay, fine. You can have your segue when we already segued into it by my. I already hard cut us into this thing. Why are you gonna do a segue? It's not necessary.
We got to establish it, all right?
Oh my god! Oh god, no! You see, I'm sweating out of anger. Okay, I'm just gonna read. Look, okay.
Hey, well, welcome to the final movie of Spooky-tober. Still copyrighted, by the way. Fuck all you Twitter people that fucking use it. But if you're a Twitter person that that unironically use the word Spooky-tober, you're a goddamn idiot for using it.
Jesus, fuck, dude. You're about to get cancel cultured on you.
No, I'm about to get cancel culture.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Is this where cancel get for gatekeeping Spooky-tober?
For gatekeeping, yes. Oh my god. Of course you would. What? Oh my god, this is getting so much worse the more I'm hearing about this. Jesus.
Look, I'm still really mad that some people unironically use the phrase Spooky-tober, alright? Like Spooky-ween, Spooktober, right? Halloween spook. I think that someone may have used that, maybe. I don't fucking know. Halloween spook sounds like a drug, by the way. Sounds like a good thing you take on Halloween. But in comparison, right? Spooky-tober sounds like the dumbest one of all to use, right? Like, I'm fine with someone to use Spooky-ween, right? But Spooky-tober, come on, you can do better than that. Of all things you gotta use, Spooky-tober, is that the best you can do?
I mean, it's not the worst thing, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, what else do you want to call it? Hollow spook? We want to call it hollow spook?
Hollow spook? I think it's too late to change at this point, Austin. Oh my god.
Oh, next year. Hey, I'm claiming it for next year. Hollow spook.
Next thing you know, Twitter's just gonna start using it. Like, some random guy is gonna, let's do it. Then, at the time of Halloween, he's just like, now's my time. He starts typing it and hashtagging it, and by next year, when you try to use it, it's already used. Everyone's using it on Twitter. That's what's gonna happen, Austin. Anyway, well.
Hey, we can finally talk about Return to Halloweentown. All right, now this is the real segue. Oh, that's the real segue.
How many segues do you need? How many segues?
Enough. Enough segues, all right? Wait, until I can afford a segue, I will make as much segues as I can.
Until you can afford a Segway. Good lord.
Look. Do people actually buy Segways nowadays? Like, are Segways even still a thing anymore? Right? Like, it was a fun gimmick in the early. What was that? 2010s? Was that 2010s? Was that when Segways were a thing?
I think so.
Yeah, I was like, do people actually still fucking use Segways or anything? Like, is that still a fucking thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow, these were invented in 2001. Apparently, I did not know that.
Oh my god, they were.
Okay. Let's see. Apparently someone acquired the company that makes Segways, and now in June 2020, it will no longer make a two-wheeled self-balancing product. Huh? Are Segways ending? Is this the end of the Segway?
Oh my god. Sure.
Apparently, Segways are ending.
I mean, who cares, man? Who cares about Segways?
Hey, Segway users care, William. Think of the Segway users, alright?
Who? I've never seen any one person actually use a Segway.
I mean, but do mall cops count as people who use Segways?
Shit, man, I don't know.
I mean, it is for a job, but I've never seen one intentionally use a Segway for outdoor leisure, right? I've never gone off topic real quick before you even start to the main topic. I've never gone to a park and seen, or out in public and seen one actually use a Segway for fun or recreational purposes, all right? Now that I think about it, right? Mm-hmm. I have never seen someone use a Segway for recreational purposes that isn't for something like a security, some type of weird job like that, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? Have you ever actually seen anyone use a Segway for recreational purposes?
I've never seen anybody use that at all, dude.
Yeah, now that I think about it, like, no one actually has ever used a Segway. It's really fucking weird. It's been around for like 20 years by this point.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, really fucking weird.
Okay, that's.
Just like how we're gonna segue into Return to Halloweentown.
We've already segued. I'm reading the plot synopsis provided to us by the Wikipedia. Okay, let's go.
Hey, by the way, still very writing this. Big fan of the Halloweentown franchise, by the way.
Yeah. Anyway, 18-year-old Marnie, who is now
played by a new character.
Yeah. Previously, in the first three movies, we had Kimberly J. Brown portraying Marnie Piper. In this one, we now have Sarah Paxton. Just for your knowledge, people who listen to this, or presumably more realistically bots. Decides
yeah.
to forgo.
Thanks, Sony bots. Thanks, Sony bots who just looking for people to say the word Sony in a video.
Sony. How many bots do you think I got that?
I don't fucking know.
I assume 50. Decides to forego her original college plans and attend Witch University in Halloweentown. Marnie is offered a full scholarship for her good deeds and for her work in the previous years. Much to her mother Gwen's, that's her name, dismay, Marnie goes and her brother Dylan is reluctantly forced along by Gwen to keep an eye on her. Also, what a shitty thing to do, because I remember in the movie, they basically said, oh yeah, Marnie, you're allowed to go, but then off to the side, she'll be telling her brother Dylan, yeah, I'll let her go if you go. Are you cool with that? And he's like, fine. That's like such a shitty thing to do, to just derail your son's
also,
education.
by the way, I just want to mention, the movie opens up with a map of Halloweentown. Halloweentown pretty fucking big again. Like, we still don't establish the fucking scale of Halloweentown. I'm pretty sure there was a whole fucking university here this entire time, and we just chose to ignore that.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. But then again, I guess they decided to expand the lore that way. In possibly the worst way possible, but only if in terms of visuals. I'll get to that later. The school is not.
Oh, by the way, they just fucking got rid of the little sister by this point in this movie.
No, yeah, she was in the third movie for like 5 minutes of screen time in the third movie in the beginning, and is never seen again.
Yeah, like they just got rid. I pray they were getting tired of her and her ghostly prejudice. They finally got rid. They finally denounced her.
Cancel culture got to her. I see.
Yeah. Hey, turns out you can't be racist towards ghosts. It turns out if you're racist towards ghosts, you get canceled by Ghost Twitter.
Oh my god, she just got canceled.
Ghost Twitter, that's a thing.
She got canceled for hating on ghosts. That's fucking fantastic. Holy shit. Anyway. The school is not what it seems, as witches and warlocks cannot use magic. Instead, they learn about Shakespeare and old magic history. Marnie had thought she would learn how to use her magic and is now crestfallen. She runs into her old friend Ethan and makes a new friend named Anissa, the genie. She also makes 3 new enemies in the Sinister Sisters, Scarlet, Sapphire, and Sage, a triad of malevolent, extremely snobby, spoiled, and manipulative witches who are the daughters of Silas Sinister and with whom Dylan is immediately infatuated.
Yeah, fuck Dylan, by the way. God
Dylan's
damn.
character got
this movie,
so
his
bad.
character literally just fucking goes downhill every single movie.
God,
Jesus fuck.
God, it's just like in the first movie he was like okay, in the second movie he's just like sure, in the third movie okay, and then the fourth movie is like good God, but
he gets rewarded for doing the worst thing. That's the worst part about this movie.
Yeah, but we'll save your rant for that later.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. So
yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Marnie discovers that she is responsible for the university's restriction of magic. The university was originally established only for warlocks and witches to learn how to use magic, but was for exclusively witches and warlocks. But when the portal between Halloweentown and the human world was opened permanently instead of just on Halloweentown, most of them went to college in the mortal realm. Since then, Witch University has allowed other magical creatures to attend. The classes are boring for Marnie until she uncovers within the dungeon of the college a box with the name S. Cromwell inscribed on it. By
the way, fucking this university doesn't make any fucking sense either, but I just want to point that shit out. Right?
You mean the whole history of it and everything is just like starting to fucking with it,
and the whole fucking accepted fucking bullshit of this fucking university. Real quick, right? So it clearly sounds this is like apparently there's enough witches and wizards and warlocks and all those people in this fucking Halloweentown for it to exist a witch university, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Like how many witches have to literally go to the mortal world for them to like that has to be at least like 80%, probably 80% of the witches population in this universe, in this world to leave, right?
Yeah, that'd be like
how many wizards and witches actually exist in Halloweentown, right?
Yeah, you know what, that also gets to me too, because like the witches and warlocks in Halloweentown, like the thing is like they live for a long ass fucking time, so it's like why wasn't this an issue before? Because like if they're living a long time, I'm gonna presume that they only need maybe 5 years to learn there, and then they leave, and then it's just like I'm gonna assume it's not even gonna be a lot because it's an insular community. So like attendance would have probably been a problem to begin with, and so I'm like, why was it only when Marnie did this that this became a thing? I would have figured this would have been a thing long before this, but
yeah.
Fuck me, I don't know.
Really
man.
fucking weird. I really don't understand the complexity and the workings of this. I mean, I'll get more into it later as after we read this Wikipedia entry.
I'll try to read through this as fast as I can so that we can get into
the you gotta appreciate the guy that wrote this. All right.
I mean,
remember, biggest Halloweentown fan on earth that wrote this. That wrote this article.
Look, I appreciate their contribution. I just don't care that much. So,
I'm gonna see how fucking far back I can find for edit history on Wikipedia.
However, the box is locked and has no key with it. Marnie meets with one of her professors, Miss Periwinkle, and asks for an explanation. Periwinkle only tells Marnie that the S stands for Splendora. Oh, Jesus. And that she and her were very good friends. Marnie and Dylan learned that the box contains a gift.
This is way worse. Jesus Christ. I just started going back to the Wikipedia history of this page. God, this movie was way worse. The plus was way fucking... People had to take out stuff.
Really?
For it to just be like a whole fucking novel.
Oh, no.
For the original I wrote the entire fucking movie.
I'll look at it later. Oh, my God. I really will. A magical...
I'm just going back. I'm at 2006 right now for fucking movie history. Jesus Christ.
A magical power only a Cromwell can use, which Splendora locked in the box centuries ago. Meanwhile, the Sinister Sisters use Dylan's infatuation with them to make him do their homework and use as bait for Marnie. Later,
okay, so is Dylan a simp in this movie now?
He is very much a simp in this movie. He's like,
God damn it.
He's like the progenitor for simps later on. Later, Ethan tells Marnie about a mysterious group his father was part of, known as the Dominion, that will try to use Marnie to open the box.
Hey, another secret society in this movie. God damn it. How many secret society needs to exist in this fucking
universe? Yeah, I know. There's so much. That will try to use Marnie to open the box, but Marnie does not believe him for some fucking reason. Marnie later travels to the past to meet Splendora, also played by Sarah. Thanks, parentheses, and learn about the true nature of the enigmatic gift. Splendora explains that the gift is an amulet that bestows the wearer with the power to control anyone, a power that witches are forbidden to use. Marnie realizes that her principal and Dr. Grog are in the Dominion, and Splendora bestows upon her the key to the box containing the gift. Splendora is revealed to be Marnie's grandmother, Aggie. Agatha is her middle name, and she hates the Splendora part, so she eventually dropped it. Marnie returns to her present with the key to open the box. Chancellor Goodwin steals the gift for the Dominion and the Sinisters to take over Halloweentown. Knowing that only a Cromwell can use the gift, the Sinister Sisters transform Dylan into a dog to compel Marnie to comply with their demands. If Dylan is not turned back, he will stay that way forever after Halloween passes. They agree to return to his natural form if Marnie controls Halloweentown for them. Marnie falsely agrees to aid them in their plot, initially using the gift to control the people at Witch University. However, she turns on them once she has Anissa trap the gift in her lamp. With the gift trapped in the lamp, Marnie, Dylan, Gwen, and Anissa destroy the lamp, which destroys the gift. The Dominion attempt an escape but are apprehended by Periwinkle, who is revealed to be an undercover detective of the Halloweentown Anti-Dominion League.
Another organization!
Yeah!
There's another goddamn organization in this movie!
Yeah. She imprisons them in a witch's glass where she has stripped them of their magic and arrested them for treason.
Treason! Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
God, I completely skipped over that.
Yeah.
That's a probably big thing.
The malevolent Sinister Sisters lose their powers as well, but Marnie learns that Ethan willingly gave his powers up after his father was found guilty in the previous film. Marnie and Ethan beginning a new relationship and leave on a date. The movie ends when Dylan discovers that Marnie did not destroy the gift, but instead left it for him in a book. Since spells cast on the grounds of Witch University become permanent at midnight, the gift belongs to him, as he is the only person Marnie trusts with its power.
Really? Would you really trust the guy that fucking sold you out with the power? Really? Would you really do that? Fucking Christ! I fucking hate Dylan so much in this fucking movie.
Saving the power of the gift.
He literally gets rewarded with God power because he was trying to. He had yellow fever. Jesus fuck! He gets rewarded for having yellow fever. All right.
Oh my God, Austin! No. No, see, I'm gonna get into that later. Saving the power of thinking for important uses only. He puts the book away and it shows a glowing red ass at the end of the film. What the hell, Austin? I guess technically you're allowed to say that, but my God, I did not expect you to say
Hey, look, as an Asian person, I can say this, alright? Alright? So before white people on Twitter cancel culture me, alright? I can say this, alright? I'm using my Asian card, alright? That exists, right?
Asian card. It exists now, by your say, yes, it exists now. Oh my
God
God.
damn, I really fucking hate Dylan as a character in this entire franchise. He literally gets worse every franchise, and by the end, he gets rewarded with god powers for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, good job, evil movie organization. Like, oh boy, we're gonna trust a girl with god powers to listen to us. We sure got her.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense either. Like, here's the thing. Okay, just to point out the big plot hole. The gift can control anybody, right? Fucking only a criminal can use it. So they're like, okay, we have like they have an okay plan to okay, turn Dylan into a dog. They had this rule where anything after midnight on Halloween at the Witch University, any spell cast on will remain permanent.
Yeah, apparently that's a thing that always been a thing.
But the thing is, I would accept it if only for the fact that they established it in the beginning and it just come out of bumfuck nowhere. It's still a shit thing, and it's just like I knew it would come in some way like this, but it's like I can at least accept that they set it up, right? But the thing is, it's like, okay, agree to this and we'll give you the gift and then you can do this. I'm like, Marnie, take the gift. Command them to turn Dylan back to normal.
Yeah.
Command them to fuck themselves, and then you're done.
Do you think the villain will be like, oh boy, we got her now. We definitely got her, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Again, it's just like the enemies don't think at all. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like these villains are even worse than like fucking Calloway and the fucking Knights of Purgus, man. Like, they don't make sense. Like, at least in I don't know, nothing makes sense anymore in this goddamn franchise, man.
This franchise gets so fucking weird. That's the worst part.
God, I don't understand where they were going with this. It's just like you have these villains who like, oh, you know, I have also a problem with Marnie. Because, like, a lot of these things, Marnie can, like, she could have solved a lot of these issues with magic.
Also, this university fucking should have been closed like 5,000 years ago, right? That's the worst part about this fucking university, right?
Yeah, it's just, I have a real issue with this movie. There's a lot of issues in this movie that just particularly take the cake.
I really don't like this fucking, right? Like, since I understand if you're gonna fucking, like, if you want to open up your university to more, fine, but like at that point, why you should not handicap the fucking the student? At that point, why are the students even gonna stay there at that point, right? Like, oh boy, you can still stay at this, but we're gonna lower the entry barrier, but you're still gonna be graded the same. Like, at that point, what's stopping these witches? And was like, yeah, fuck this, I'm gonna go to human school, right?
Yeah, and so my thing is, it's like, this is a university. Like, the thing is, sure, I guess you could restrict magic for, like, the other students, but it's just like, here's the thing.
This is a school dedicated to wizard. They're supposed
to learn magic there. Yes, exactly. I'm like,
imagine if you go to Hogwarts. By the way, I love how we keep like Harry Potter, big overarching theme, right? Imagine if you go to Hogwarts, right? Like, hey, welcome to Hogwarts, School of Wizard and Wizardry, or whatever the fuck Hogwarts slogan. Can't use magic. We got some trolls and some fairies and some, I don't know, werewolf students here. Because of that, you can't use magic, right? It's like, oh, good luck doing your magic classes.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's just like, it's like they need to learn to use their magic. That's what they're there for. If they're gonna go there, they're not doing anything to learn about magic, because there's no, like, from what I've seen in the entire movie, there's no class that even gives them a class on the theory of magic or whatever. You know, all they do is learn they learn the history of magic, as they say.
Oh, but they're definitely using these students for labor work, right? That whole fucking digging class, that's just labor work, right?
It really is. It really is.
I was like, is this really a class, or do you not want to hire a construction crew? God, why do you even wait? Hold on, don't even need. They have magic. Why the fuck do they need to fucking dig? They could just fucking dig up all the fucking rocks.
No,
right?
Remember, the teachers have to set an example, so they can't use magic.
No, even before that, why did they just fucking dig up all the rocks to begin with?
You know what? That's very true. That's very true.
Like, we said, like, this school is probably, like, what, 1,000 years old? Like, do you think for the last time, they just fucking left the fucking rubbles of artifacts just there, like, should we dig this up with our magic? Nah, fuck it. We'll get fucking people to come. We're not even gonna hire fucking a crew. We'll get students to do it, right? Like this school has existed for for a long time, right? To establish itself as the premier magic fucking university or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At no point during this time did they figure, should we dig up all these priceless, important artifacts, one of which contains a fucking godstone up at some point? Nah, just leave it. Pass that shit to the student. Give him a grade for that shit, right?
Yeah, it's just very odd. I don't understand what they're thinking at all. Like, it's like, you could have just magicked it up, and then it's like, if you couldn't find it, then you could have just, like, I don't know, fucking, just, like, get other students to magic it up. I don't know. It's just, like, a lot of these things, like, they could have just solved, like, in a matter of, like, 5 seconds if they just started to think smart.
Yeah, that was where you had magic. You people have fucking, right? Like, hold on, did they ever say that the reason why they never found this stupid magic box because of a fucking, was because none of them were Cromwell.
I mean, there's a prophecy about like the usage of magic, but then it's just like, I don't know what's stopping you from getting the item in the first place.
Yeah, what's stopping them from just getting the box to begin with? Right? Like I feel like this movie would have been a way better plot if they had the box to be, and then they had to trick Marty or Dylan. I mean, apparently you could trick Dylan with fucking anything. You can fucking send him a picture of a side boob, and he'll probably do anything for you, or your feet.
Much. Oh my god!
Send him a picture of your feet, and he'll go all over it, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like if this movie, if they already had the magic fucking box, and they're like, fuck, we can't open this shit. We need the stupid the stupid Cromwell blood ancestor or something to open it, and then that should have been the plot of this movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And then it's like,
it's really fucking weird. This movie is just so fucking awkward.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with any of it, man. It was just like very.
I don't understand the time frame of how time works in this movie. All right, I really don't understand. Like, how long do witches and wizards? Because it clearly says that when Marty travels back in time to meet her grandmother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That shit has to be at least like a thousand years. In the past, right?
Yeah.
It has to be at least 1,000 years in the past, right? How the fuck does time work in this franchise? Like, do you age normally up to like human to like, I don't know, I guess say your mid-20s or something, and then that's when you start living? Is that when you start appearing at the age, right? Because that's the thing you were bringing up earlier about how does age and magic work in this universe, right? If that's the case, then shouldn't this fucking school went bankrupt like 1,200 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. They just don't even bother explaining anything anymore. It's just like, you know what? It's this thing. And it's just like, what? No, that's not. You need to at least explain why this thing is like. Okay, look, it's just like there's a lot of holes you can poke in this. Like,
I just realized something else. I just realized why. Like, okay, so I understand if they want to accept more students, right? Why don't you just make 2 different classes at that point? That's why AP exists, right? Like, even within like high school, you had AP and AP English and regular English. Just put all the fucking non-magic people into NM. In class or some shit, non-magic English. Then you have all the magic users in magic. It's still the same. You just grade them differently. I don't know why they're grading both characters with different with sets of abilities on the same plane, right? It's really fucking weird.
It's just it's like there's a lot of things. Because
how is this school not bankrupt? This school should have went bankrupt years ago.
They run on magic, man. They have magic money, but
they have magic money. What the fuck is magic money?
I don't know. Money made out of magic? Maybe it's a magic IOU? I don't know. But here's the thing. I think another problem that I really have with this is like the fact that like this is the gift, right? It's an amulet, right? A lot of this is like a lot of the issues that like the issues, quote unquote, could have been solved with the fact that like they have there's an amulet of absolute power that only a Cromwell can use, right? And I'm like, Marnie, or like Splendora, because like Splendora, right? There's this whole thing where like she's like, I don't want to be queen anymore, or something like that. I don't know what I'm trying to do here, but And so she's like, I'm not gonna be queen. The minions trying to make me be queen, so I'm just gonna put this away and not be queen. I'm like, just use your stone and tell them, yeah, don't make me queen, and then put it away. Why was this such an issue for you in the first place? Why didn't you just go along with it? Just say, I don't want to be queen. They have to listen.
Yeah.
You could put the stone away. Then that could have been a thing, right? But then this is also an issue with Marnie, because apparently they both have the same indecisiveness. It's like, Marnie could be like, you know what? I will help you. Puts on stone. I will not help you. You will do as I say. Okay, return Dylan back to normal. Lamau, stop it with this plan. They're like, okay, all right, cool. Then then she can get her mom and Dylan and then do Kwame to destroy it. Then it's like, okay, let's destroy it. Boom, there you go. I'm like, it didn't have to be so complicated. And what annoys me the most is like when she gets the stone, right, and then Goodwin is like, oh, the stone. You see? Ultimate power in your hand. And then it's like, I'm not gonna let you use it. I'm not gonna have you make me use it. And then she like lets Goodwin steal the stone. And I'm like, you have Marnie. Sure, I can accept you getting the stone stolen from you, right? Because maybe you don't expect it. But Marnie, use your magic to get it back. Use it. She could have done a lot of things, like the stupid restriction, like where Marnie's like, I'm not gonna use my magic because that's the rule, and then because I am the good guy, I followed the rules, right? And I'm like,
yeah, you mean the rules that the villain set up for you?
Yeah, and then this is like you get this point where it's like where Goodwin's like, you know what? Use magic, and she does like she uses it to try to open a box, right? But she doesn't use it at any other time in the movie. Yeah. Why? It's such a stupid restriction on her character. She's always used magic. What is this restriction here? You force like this restriction on her just so you can have this stupid plot conflict. But it's just dumb in general. Oh my god! It's just like they do this thing where they try to do the race war thing again, like with the gift, and like I'm like. Just like, but you have this this stupidly powerful god gift, right, or god power, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, Marnie, just use it for good, just once, and then that's it. I'm like, put it on. It's just say, like, stop being evil. Then you'll stop being evil. I don't know, man, because apparently you can do anything in this fucking thing. It's just like this thing can just do whatever really she wants. Mm-hmm. Like if it was an issue of maybe like anybody who wields it can use it, then that would be an actual conflict, right? Because maybe she has it, she gets it stolen. Goodwin, like she tries to steal it back, but Goodwin's too powerful in her magic, and then commands Marnie like, oh, you will follow my every word or whatever, or something like that. And maybe I don't know, do some other bullshit. Maybe like she learned, like, you could have basically Aggie come back saying, hey, Lamau, I know all the secrets of the stone, and you don't. And so I break the spell, Lamau, the stone is not mine. I win everything. I don't know, some bullshit. I can't really make up a story to kind of save this one. Because it's like, all the other movies have the potential to actually be good. This one is just kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, this movie is really fucking weird. I really don't like this movie. I really don't like how these last two movies because of that. But it gets really fucking weird.
Yeah, and it's just like, you had this weird subplot with the mother, with Gwen being all like, oh, my babies have left their nest. Like, I guess that's a funny subplot or whatever. But then there's also this I guess there's this weird conflict where, like, Marnie's trying to be independent, and it's like, or like she hates her mother now, and it's just like, I don't want to call you mom. I'm ignoring everything that you say, Lamau, or something like that. I don't know. And it's just like, only by the end of it, when she's kind of at the end of her rope, then it's like, she's like, oh yeah, mom, I kind of do need you. It's like, it's fine, you're 18, you're learning. I'm like, I guess it's fine, but this doesn't really go anywhere and anything to her character. Not like I would, like maybe in previous films.
Yeah, also the mother, who for the last 3 or so movies hate magic, fucking big fan of magic all of a sudden.
Oh my god, yeah.
Pretty accepting of magic all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's like, it was such a big thing. And again, the third movie would have benefited from this for like the Knights of the Iron Dagger. But then it's like, she comes back in the fourth movie, it's like, you know what, I enjoy magic. I'm like, yeah, because they decided to go nowhere with your characters. They decided to just add that in. God.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird how she just all of a sudden, like, use magic for, like, look for the dumbest fucking things now.
Yeah, it's just so, oh god, I'm so frustrated with with the way this movie series went.
Yeah, this movie fan just fucking goes like it started off pretty strong. Like when you start off with a race war as your first movie, right? Right? You either go up from there or you go down. You can't go any other way, right?
Yeah.
You either keep escalating the race war or you just go down from the race war.
Yeah. The thing is, if anything, I would have accepted like a better story. Like if anything, like I would have accepted the whole thing where like, oh yeah, with the Knights of the Iron Dagger, like that's the mortal version of supremacists, and the Dominion is the other form of supremacists. And then you could be like, maybe Calabar was supposedly one of these supremacists.
Let's bring back Calabar Jr.
Just bring back Cal, man.
Calabar Jr. He will return. Just remember Howard the Duck at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy. Howard the Duck will return.
Oh my god, dude, I forgot about that.
Calabar Jr. will return.
Yeah, but you could have had something like that, and it's just like you could have had it so that the Dominion is trying to get a hold of this magical artifact that just happens to be within like the university, I guess, that's underneath the like that was once the Cromwell, castle or whatever. That would have been fine, and
or maybe just like I was there, just already have them have it, and then have them manipulate Marty and Dylan. Which apparently you can manipulate Dylan with the easiest shit. Or in this case, have them manipulate Marty to do it, right? Just like have like, this is the school's ancient treasure. Like, don't reveal that this is the fucking the Cromwell's family legacy, right? It's like, there's just some stupid shit the school has, and then we slowly we reveal that the stone and the school was built on your fucking grandmother's destroyed castle from all of her fucking working what was pleasant worker in the 1000th century. Definitely used monster labor to build this castle.
Yeah, it's just like it's like. I would have liked it. Maybe they were trying to search for a stone, and then at some point, like maybe Marty's trying to search for it too, or maybe they already have it and they're trying to unlock the secrets of the stone, but they can't, and they need a Cromwell to unlock the powers of the gift.
Do fucking Harry Potter this shit.
You could honestly Harry Potter this. It would have been so much better, and I would have liked it if the university was acting more like a magical university, like in Hogwarts. Like that place was awesome. That you have moving staircases, the random secret passages, talking talking paintings and like ghosts everywhere, people learning magic. That shit was great, right?
This university really fucking sucks. The only thing magical we see from this is the lions in front of the school that just chills. But by the way, you can persuade with burgers apparently.
Yeah, God.
Gargoyle, big fan of burgers.
God, don't even get me started. And it's just like you could have had this like thing with like Marty like racing like trying to stop Cal once and for all, and maybe the gift is like, the gift is ultimate dominion over like another human being. Again, the same thing, right? And that's why maybe they're like they call themselves the Dominion because they once revered the power of the stone, but Aggie stopped them at some point in her youth, and now it's up to Marty to again do the same thing as that her grandmother didn't, try to stop it again. But then they realized only a Cromwell can maybe somehow figure this out. It's like. And then you could have it so that Cal if you even remember Cal from the second movie, he literally gives no shit. He by this point I would have expected him to from the way if they went the way that I did in my story or that I proposed in the Halloweentown High SPOILERCAST, you could have it so that Cal is because at this point he was willing to use one supremacist group against another, and so he's using this one, but he can be more direct with it, and so then he's like, you know what, show me the power of the stone or I'll kill your brother. That would have been the thing, that would have been like.
So real quick, going to reception of this movie. Hey, apparently this movie not well liked within the Halloweentown fandom apparently.
Yeah, I would think so, and it's just like I would have liked it if maybe Cal's show me the secrets of the stone or whatever, but don't even think about trying to use it against me because the instant I hear anything,
I just want to say this movie tells a fucking lie. By the way, we don't go back to Halloweentown. Just this movie should have just been called Halloweentown University or some fucking shit, right?
Yeah, it's just really annoying that we'd never go back to Halloweentown at all at any point in time.
Literally the Hornet Soul, the literal fucking title of this film is Halloweentown.
God,
that's the worst part.
It would have been great if it's at least central to anything, but it's not. Only to the first two movies. They just forget about it.
So I can't tell. Is Magic University a college town? Is that what this place is?
I have no idea, man. They don't really explain a lot in that either. They just show a map and that's it. But I'm like, is it like? What is it? Is it just? I guess it's a part of Halloween.
Never go I guess we see we don't even see the founding. We see the founding of the fucking school, right? We never see the founding of the actual Halloweentown.
Oh man,
That's the worst part. We did.
Like, you know what pisses me off too? It's like, remember how you had the big iconic pumpkin that was in the middle of the Halloweentown, and then it just turns out it's just a pumpkin that Marty just magics up out of nowhere when she goes back in time.
So
that was
so this is a
dumb.
paradox now. Is Marty the cause of the creation of Halloween? Is this like a time paradox theory now?
I think it is at this point because it just doesn't make sense. I'm like, what is this? This is so dumb. It's just
it's really like it made more sense. I don't know. Maybe if the pumpkin was placed like at another stupid location, and then she gets, and maybe it would look better somewhere else, right? Maybe try playing at the town square. And I was like, then Spandora back then, like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll think about it, right? That would have made more fun than for her to. But she's the literal creation of the fucking symbol. That's what gets me, right? I would have liked it better if the pumpkin was already existed, and then she gives an idea, right? Yeah. Right? Like how in all those stupid time travel movies are like oh, hey, instead of like what was it? What was the fucking I think it was it Back to the Future or something? We're like, we call it instead of I think it was was it Back to the Future 2 when they started naming the kids, like, don't name your kid this, name it this, right?
I think
was that 2 or 1? It might have been 1. It's been a while since I've seen Back to the Future.
It has been a while, yeah.
I think it might have been back when they were like think of naming kids, like, oh, don't call your kid this, call your kid this, right? Like that, right? So simple hints like that, right? But boy, this is really fucking weird. However, she was the creation of Halloweentown, right?
Yeah, I know, and also like the whole thing with like, you know what I don't get? I mean, I guess I kind of get it, but I'm like. Again, this is the whole thing with the gift, and it's just like, you know, Marty's like, okay, Anissa, use your lamp to trap the gift in your lamp, right? And it's just like, but Marty, just tell them to, like, they can't interfere with what you're about to do, and then you could just, you know, tell them destroy the stone, and then that's it. Like, what's with this overcomplicated plot that you're coming up with here? It's not necessary. It's over the top.
Like,
it's
as soon as you get God power, you don't have to plan after that. You're pretty much set. Like, oh, I have God powers. I should work up on a fucking complicated plan.
It's such an overpowered weapon, and I would have liked it if maybe like, again, with my thing, like Cal like maybe figures out the secret to the stone, or something. He tries to overpower them, but only a Chromo can maybe resist the magic or some bullshit like that. And then maybe that would have been a thing, and I would have accepted that a lot better than this. But look, man, I just want Cal back. Cal's a better villain than anything we've gotten in 3 and 4.
Yeah. Despite like for once, I agree with Cal and his race war ideals. All right. For once, just this one instance. Every other time, I didn't agree. Now he's starting to make sense. Okay.
Jeez. Oh no. So good. Oh my god. Yeah, it was pretty. This movie is pretty bad, and I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I really don't like if we just ignored the casting of the recasting, which according to this reception thing I'm reading, apparently people don't like it of the recasting. Like, okay, are we just gonna ignore the fucking that this movie just has a really god awful plot and its story structure.
Yeah, it's even saying here that she was available for the shoot. Wow, what a snub.
Wow, that's even fucking worse. Like, wow.
That's so dumb. I'm like, she's like the best. Like, she's one of the best parts. The best parts of the movies, because she's actually really decent, you know. Why?
Hey, can we reboot this franchise now? If there's any franchise I want Disney to do, can we reboot the Halloweentown franchise now? I feel like it's time for a new Halloweentown, right?
Honestly, I would like. The thing is, as much as I don't like 3. It's not like I hate it so much, and I think in my head, Halloweentown ends on 3. Return to Halloweentown never happened.
Yeah, well, it's just really fucking. It just makes everything worse in this franchise. It's so Dylan becomes literally a worse fucking character in this movie. Jesus Christ!
Oh my god,
I just can't get over how fucking bad they write his character. Throughout this, like, he doesn't get better as a character. He gets worse, and at the end of the movie, they reward him because of that.
Yeah, it's really bad, and I don't understand what they were doing with that at all.
They just brought a lot of characters' ideas, like especially like we talked about with the mother, like how throughout all three, when she's like, "Hey, don't do fucking magic," right? We see her use magic in the other, but she only ever used magic as as like a last resort kind of. She didn't just fucking goes around using. But it is But in this one, she just fucking does magic. She's like, "Fuck it, I love magic. I have a shirt that says I love using magic."
I don't like this movie. I hate it.
Yeah, I really don't. Also, by the way, the poster for this movie has a keyhole in this one, which doesn't really fucking play. I guess it's because of the fucking chat, but boy, that's a big. The poster is a big stretch, by the way. I just want to point that out. Right, because I'm looking at the movie poster right now. This movie was a big stretch of what's actually happening.
It really is.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I
mean, it was just one movie where they actually returned to Halloweentown, and then we just have to solve the mystery of Halloweentown. Like we didn't have to go to a fucking stupid magic school. They literally could have just returned to Halloweentown, and then we found now that we found out that Calabar is a fucking racist who wants to, there's a new fucking government system and work with but then we found out that secretly the government system is the what are these people called?
Dominion.
The Dominions are secretly the Dominions. Then that's and like that. Then the Dominions like try tricks Marty. Hey Marty, we got this puzzle. Solve this puzzle for us, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then so instead of just wasting all our time at this fucking school, we could at least be back in Halloweentown, have her trying to solve the fucking box bullshit in the town, so that we could at least enjoy the town.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways they could have done this. Like, if they wanted the Dominion thing, and I do think the Dominion is actually could be used well, but it's just like
they're just used really awkwardly in this thing.
They really just kind of like half-assed it at this point, you know. Like you could kind of feel it in like 3 because they were kind of doing like these typical tropes that you would see in like a TV show where like again with like Flanagan like fucking stepping onto screen in like full armor for some fucking reason. They were kind of doing that, but even then it was like it still kind of had the charm of it, but here it's just kind of bland. It just
there's not really nothing great about this. This just looks like a fucking regular school.
Yeah, it's just like,
there's nothing magical. That's what you were saying earlier. This should have been an actual Harry Potter-esque magic school and shit.
It could have been their chance to like show off their own version of Hogwarts, but apparently their own version of Hogwarts is boring as shit. So
yeah, like even within the Harry Potter fucking movie. It's been a while since I see it. I think even then they had magic. Like, you can't use magic on school premises or something like or some restriction or some shit, right? If I remember correctly, It's been a while. Yeah, I think even Hogwarts still had better magic rules than fucking. Hey, just don't use magic whatsoever, right? Because we gotta keep the fucking students who are obviously inferior to be on a level. These students. From not discriminating on the orcs and the elves and the fairies, they're clearly on an inferior level compared to these to actual wizards and witches. That's the worst part. They're trying to make this we gotta put them. Why do you need to do that? Right?
Like the thing is, in Hogwarts, they had this whole thing like you can use magic in classes because that's what you're supposed to do, but you don't use it outside of classes because if anything, because the kids they only really use magic to they can use it for practice, but they're not allowed to use it against each other in a fight. It's only in sanctioned in clubs or whatever. That's the thing.
Wait, hey, how dare you stand where he once stood?
God, but yeah, it's just this movie sucks.
This movie's really god awful. I hate this. I hate Dylan as a character. God damn it. I hate Dylan. I hate this school. I hate everyone.
Okay.
I hate the coronavirus.
Yep.
That's the whole thing, by the way.
Yep.
Wash your hands. Kate, thanks, bye.